Welcome back to Eurovision 365 on day five of the rehearsals that are taking place over in Liverpool, across the water from here. And of course, 5 countries from semi-final 2 had their second rehearsal today, and the Big Five plus defending champions Ukraine took the stage for the first time for their 30-minute first technical rehearsal. Photographs have been released of the first rehearsals for those Big Five and Ukraine. And earlier on today as well, we had the pictures from the we've seen the pictures from the Big Five and Ukraine, and also the latest videos of those second performances of the second semi-finalists. So taking to the stage today, as you probably know, first off we had Denmark, then Armenia, Romania, Estonia, Belgium, and then we had the first rehearsals then for Germany, France, Italy, Ukraine, Spain, and the United Kingdom. The very interesting thing, which I'll talk about shortly when we get to it, is that France have gone from, I think they were fourth in the betting odds. They have now overtaken Ukraine and are now currently, at this moment in time, they are third favourite to win. So moving up that board. So will France be the country? Will Lazara be the performer who lifts this glorious trophy just to my left here? Or will it be someone else? Will it be Lorraine? Will it be Armenia? Will it be Finland? Will it be Spain? We haven't long to wait, have we? So I think that what we should do now is, what I will do is I will go through the new pictures from the rehearsals, and I invite you to comment as well. So broadcasting live here on YouTube, Eurovision 365 YouTube channel, and on the Facebook group, Eurovision 365 Debate. Wherever you're watching this from, you are very welcome. So hello Ken, welcome to you. Welcome to everyone, wherever you're watching this from. Let me know your thoughts, and I look forward, as always, to reading those. Lee, hello, I think this is your first time here on this YouTube live. Lee, you are very welcome. I need to take the trophy away. But yeah, it's your first time here, I think, Lee, on the YouTube live. You're very welcome. TikTok's out for the Big Five in Ukraine. France was fabulous and the UK was great too. May's vocals were on point in the little clip. She's been teasing us. Yes, indeed. There's been a lot of teasing going on, but let's have a little look, shall we? At first of all, Denmark, and of course, Riley with Breaking My Heart. Let's see. So these are the photographs. Some of these photographs are from the first rehearsal, and there are updated photographs as well. This was taken from day one, so you can see, get a bit of an idea of the staging, the setup for Riley. There's reds, there's pinks, there's greens, a lovely green, mint green colours there, and also that's a lovely photograph. That was from today. So the outfit has been changed. Riley had said originally that he would be, his costume was actually being designed and being completed. So there's the updated costume, where that's the one he'll wear on Thursday night. This day a week we will find out. And again, this photograph gives us a good indication of that staging. It's very akin, isn't it, for me at least, it's akin to Rosalind's stage from last year. And I think the only problem with staging like that, there he is on the floor of the stage. I bet he was lying down at one point. That seems to be what lots of people are doing. But the only problem I have with this type of staging is that sometimes the audience at home and in the arena can feel a little bit disconnected, depending on where the performer, in this case Riley, is facing the audience, or whether he's behind the stage, the prop at times. It'd be interesting to see. I, of course, heard and watched the performance that was broadcast today from Eurovision TV. This is the 30-second clip that the delegations have approved, and Riley's He seems to be on his own on stage pretty much all of the time. I think vocally it wasn't brilliant, and of course Reddy is getting a lot of support with his vocals, with the effects that are being used, but it didn't seem to have a huge impact for me. At least I didn't feel there was a huge impact with the 30-second clip that I saw today. But what are you all saying? I want to see. So what are you saying? Ready to say, Cian is saying, ready to say to put on a jacket, must be cold in Liverpool. I think it's actually also very wet in Liverpool. I was seeing Karya's TikToks. Him and Bojan from Jokerette are becoming best buddies, it seems. And they've been getting up to all sorts. They're getting on a boat today. Karya called it the Titanic. But so you like the staging, Julia, for Denmark? Thanks as well for your comment. Lee is saying Denmark was a nice surprise, but he's fading into the staging, so to speak. Yeah, I kind of would agree with that. In terms of the odds for Denmark, let's have a quick look. I'll have a little look here for you. Denmark is, where is Denmark? Wow, okay, 30th in the betting odds. Let's see the trajectory. The best they ever have been is, let's see, the best they were was in 15th of February. 12th of February, and they were 24th. And they've kind of gone 31st, and then they're kind of up and down. But currently, 4th of May, the latest indicator, they were 30th on the odds, which doesn't bode well. But semi-final 2 is one of those semi-finals, isn't it, where anything can and probably will happen. So I'm really interested to see what does happen. So we'll be speaking about France very shortly. Adam Green, the rehearsal front, I'm sure we scored much better than that. Well, it's interesting you say that, because of course I was just referring to the point that France have now overtaken Ukraine in the odds, and they're now third favourite to win. Will that happen? I'm not sure, but it's very, very unique staging, isn't it? It's very dramatic. It's very French, actually, which I think is probably what they're going for, because that song is quintessential French in my opinion. But we'll talk about France very, very soon. But for the moment, let's look at Armenia. So we're here with Bernat. Thanks so much for chatting to me. I'm Podrick from Eurovision. Nice to meet you. The video of your song is fantastic. I love it. How much of that will you be able to recreate in Liverpool, do you think? Because the bell, you've got the big bells and all.
Oh, to be honest, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
But
you don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, it's going to be emotional.
Okay.
It's going to be, you are talking about the performance, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's going to be emotional.
Yeah.
And a little bit, you're going to have a surprise there. This much.
Surprise? This much?
This much.
Wow. Of course, Rosalind has become a huge star
Right.
after her appearance at Eurovision last year on TikTok. So what are your hopes for this year from the contest?
First of all, Rosa's amazing.
Yeah.
She's my friend, and I love her so much, and I'm really happy about that, about
Okay.
her. And my hopes, I'm worried about my performance right now, and I think that after that, what comes, it's going to be because of my practicing,
Yeah. So there's be a lot of rehearsing really from now to
rehearsing.
Yeah.
A lot of.
Armenia have a fantastic record at Junior Eurovision.
Yeah.
What would it mean for Armenia to win the Eurovision this year with yourself?
Oh, I don't know. David?
What
Tell
would it
something.
mean? Obviously, because you're very successful at the junior, so
Yeah.
I just wonder how it would be to win, the Eurovision itself.
Yeah, it is a dream of me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think it's going to be crazy if I win.
I just Armenia love it so much.
Armenia, it's like, we love family thing. We are really close to our families, and Eurovision is about, all this cozy stuff like family,
Yeah,
and it feels home,
yeah.
That's why I think we
That's what you
love
think. Yeah,
Eurovision,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, that's absolutely amazing. All I would say is
Sorry.
that's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay.
Okay.
This one is to speak to a star. Yeah. I just want to say to you, thanks for chatting to me.
Thank
I
you.
want to wish you the best of luck. There's one more wee thing. In 1981, Bucks Fizz won Eurovision in Dublin, and one of the singers of Bucks Fizz was given a lucky charm. So it's like a clover. So I want to give you a little charm, a little good luck charm for Eurovision.
Thank you so
You're
much.
so
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
I hope you do
Thank
well
you.
as well. All right.
Right.
Thanks for chatting.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
So Brunette, when she was speaking to me, said that there's a little surprise, but judging by the photographs from today's rehearsal, there is more than a little surprise. It looks absolutely stunning for me anyway. I know was quickly reading the comments there as I was rewatching the video I had, the interview I had with Brunette, and it seemed people don't seem to be loving it just as much maybe as what I seem to be. I know a friend of mine, Carl from Cork, is a huge fan of this as well. The photographs, some of these are from the first rehearsal. So you can see here, there does feel to be an intimacy with this performance, I would say. And she's so pretty, isn't she? I love that dress that she's wearing. That screen is fantastic in my opinion as well. It works much, much, much better for me than on Lorene's. Here's a case in point coming up. It seems like a visual illusion as well. It looks like, I don't know, is it on its bottom? Is it upwards? Is it slanting? The overall aesthetic though looks fantastic. And here is another pretty photograph of Brunette. I think it's fantastic. I think she is fantastic. Maybe I'm a little bit biased here, but I think she is phenomenal. And the other thing as well, the 30-second clip that was shared today by the Armenian delegation, I think really showcased Brunette's fantastic, for me, fantastic vocals. Very, very, very good. Note perfect. It sounded like, and she also was saying that she got inspiration for her song when she says, when I saw a beautiful coat. Then the idea came into my mind to have a talk with the future lover about all the good but also bad things in me. She also said about her second rehearsal, the second rehearsal was good. I feel so much better now. The only thing is that I am very nervous, probably because I am so shy. It's interesting that she actually said that, because the interview that you've just seen, which I shared just after the Eurovision concert, a lot of people were commenting on, they could notice and feel her nervousness, and I think she herself is acknowledging that. But I think she'll do awesome. I'd be expecting great things for Brunette, and she better do, because I have a bet on her. Cian is saying, I quite like the staging from Armenia. Brunette also seems like a lovely person. Not a huge fan of the song though. Again, not a huge fan of the song. The song shouts emotion, and she doesn't give any emotion whatsoever. An interesting comment. But yeah, so you're agreeing that the vocals are spot on. Yeah, okay. Shall we move on? Shall we move on to Romania? Yes, I think we should. Let's go. It's Theodore. So, oops. So this is Theodore. Again, some of these photographs are from the first rehearsal, and some of them are from today's. Theodore has been chatting to Timur, of course, and Theodore has made a plea for the 11th of May. His plea is, I ask you to vote for Romania on the 11th of May to vote for youth, for love, and for taking risks. Theodore himself has said the second rehearsal was better. That's the purpose of rehearsals, of course. And he also says, even at his young age, he says, I have great experience on stage. I am on stage every weekend since I was 10, with the exception of the pandemic period. And when I pick my clothes, he says, I first pick my socks and then I choose the rest of the outfit to match them. I like that. I think that's really cool. I think that is a cool thing that he's saying. So speaking of socks, here were today's. So he has changed his outfit from the yellow to the pink, which I think will be a nice contrast. There's a lot of blacks and reds to begin with in his performance. And what they said from the first rehearsal is that there's a slower beginning. There's a bit of a guitar solo going on. So it's stripped back a little bit. You can see there, just as I say, there he is all alone on stage with that guitar. And of course there's flames. I guess the way he's crouching down there, I imagine that's to do with, that's going to the end of the song when he hits those higher notes. What I've noticed with Theodore, and actually quite a few other performers this year, is the amount of use that they're making of the back LED screens. And a lot of those LED screens, from what I've seen, are actually being used to show photographs or videos of the performers, which I think is really interesting. I think it's a really interesting year for staging. There doesn't seem to be, for me anyway, there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of elaborate staging props. France is pretty elaborate, and obviously obviously Sweden is, and there's a few other elaborate stagings, maybe Brunette as well to a lesser degree, but there is, it doesn't seem to be as much going on elaborately, and maybe that's a rule, maybe it's logistics because Britain is an island, of course. But let's see, what are we saying about Romania or in general? What has Romania been doing this year? The song isn't actually bad, but the staging is shocking. Are they Doc Martens, Leo asks to know? Quite possibly. Yeah, they look like Doc Martens for sure. And oh my goodness, oh gosh, can we move on? This is so underwhelming. Another artist in shorts. What is it with all the shorts this year? Well, it's not that warm weather in Liverpool, that's for sure. Karya and the rest of them were in coats, so they were. Alright, well, let's have a look. Let's see. Let's put this to bed. This question: are they Doc Martens? Are they? Don't think they are. I don't know. Are they? They don't look like they are. What do you think? We shall find out, I suppose. Maybe that could be a good question for Theodore when I chat to him. Hopefully chat to him on the turquoise carpet on Sunday. Moving on though, I think it's time to move on to Estonia, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. Here it is, Alika, of course. And some of these photographs are from the first rehearsal, and some of them are from the second rehearsal. So again, Alika is standing for part of the song. She's sitting at the piano at the beginning. What I like, and I said this actually on the first rehearsal, what I like about this staging in this particular photograph, it looks like the lights are being used as an effect, as if to look like a bridge. That's what I'm getting from it. I could be wrong. Maybe that is not the effect that they are going for, but certainly looks like that to me. And I love this particular photograph. It's the silhouette of Alika. I'm not sure if everyone loves this song. I love this picture as well. The golds. Again, actually, I would say that Alika's 30 seconds snippet from today's rehearsals was really good. The floor of the stage looks really pretty, lovely colours. Um, my only concern, and it has been my concern since day one for Alika, is that amazing end that she brings, that amazing vocal, that high note, that top note that she gives. My concern is it takes so long to get to that point, doesn't it? Um, will people go out and get a snack? Will people go out and get a drink? Will they be distracted and forget then to vote? With the absence of a jury in the semi-finals, at least, it's going to be difficult, I think, for Alika. But again, in saying that, semi-final 2 is very, very, very open. Um, but we shall see. It's a slow burner. You agree? Yeah. Estonia looks incredible. Alika is a great performer. It's staged well. Estonia has put together a very good overall package this year. So if you're joining me now for the first time, or just joined the live, very, very welcome to you. This is Eurovision 365 broadcasting live on YouTube channel. Eurovision 365, of course, says it right here. We can kind of see the stage behind that, can't you? Yeah. So Eurovision 365 YouTube channel and Eurovision 365 debate Facebook group page. That is not easy to say all the time. But anyway, we have just covered the first 4 countries that took to the stage today at semi-final 1. Now it's time to go to the 5th one, which is Belgium. Can people hear me now? Right. Okay. Well, welcome back. You're still there. What nightmare that was. I was chatting and chatting and chatting and chatting and chatting um, for ages, actually. And I was talking about Gustav. And I was saying some nice things about Gustav, actually. Uh, good job I wasn't saying anything. Well, I could have said something bad. Yeah, so there's some technical problems. That's my bad. But thanks for staying here and staying with me. Um, but anyhow, so we're still here. So my thoughts on Gustav was he is a good singer. From what I've seen, my only problem, my only worry with Gustav is that it's quite dated, the song. Gustav is loving every moment of his experience. I can see that. I can tell that. He's loving every single moment of his experience. Song is a bit dated, but that being said, I do think that Gustav will easily qualify. I do think it's the type of song that the audience in UK are going to love. And yeah, the best of luck, Gustav. And yeah, so that was him. I spent longer on Gustav than anyone else. Right, time to move on, I think, to Germany. This is Deutschland. So this is the photographs, the first photographs from today's rehearsals. Lord of the Lost are the band, of course. And yeah, some great photographs there. There's a lot of fire going on. There's a lot of reds. There's a lot of blacks. Very fitting with the actual performance itself, the song itself. They're making a lot of use of the stage. And you can see there in this photo in particular, the drummer is up. He's up a height there, but looks the part, I think. And he's playing the tubs, as Carl from Wild Youth would say. Loving life. Lord of the Lost as a group, actually, I really like. This song is a song I really like as well. I really, really enjoyed it. So I did. Let's see what they had to say for themselves today. They are very, very happy at their performance. According to OGAE Greece, they are saying that Blood and Glitter is a great performance from a band who performed perfectly on the big Eurovision stage. The assembly is located on a metal scaffolding which has a triangular formation with red and black LEDs. The show is filled with flashing lights that never stop for 3 whole minutes. The costumes are also impressive as always. So 3 whole minutes of flashing lights. So that might be a bit much for some people, but I think it will definitely fit in with the theme of this song, and I think it's going to be great. Now, let's go on to someone who has definitely made an impact today. And who else can we talk about but Lazara and France? So, what can we say about Lazara that hasn't already been said so far? She is, of course, a sensational, fantastic, huge superstar in her own right. She is singing Évidemment, of course, and she's dressed akin to her preview video, her actual music video in the song that we first saw with the trademark black and red nails. And this is just a phenomenal photograph here, isn't it? Where she is standing on a podium like construction, and it seems to rise and rise and rise, a bit like Aliona, if you remember, for Moldova back in 2013, where she was like in a volcano type structure, like a mountain type structure, and it kept rising, and that's just fantastic, isn't it? I mean, look at this photograph. That's like the opening of a huge a Madonna concert, a Lady Gaga concert, isn't it? It's just sensational. And what I really like is this moment here when you have the blue, white, and red of the French tricolour, and just looks the part, doesn't it? It's quintessential French. She is amazing. I think she's going to be fantastic. Back to Germany just a little second here. Adam, you are saying that Germany sounds like an 80s style rock song. First time they have sent a rock band, I think. It has my vote this year. They sent a rock band back in 1993 as well. France and UK looks amazing, says Galway. So happy. Pretty much what I'm saying. Cian, if France was personified, they'd look something like Lazara. Yeah, it's quintessential French, isn't it? By the way, if you're just joining me, you are very welcome. What you have missed is me being muted for 5 minutes whilst I was talking about Gustav, poor Gustav, and you missed that for a moment. But you're very welcome here. I'm broadcasting live on YouTube, Eurovision 365 YouTube channel, and on Eurovision 365 Debate Facebook group. And you are so welcome. Please do get involved. Let me know your thoughts. Like Cian has just done, like Julia's doing, like Adam's doing, like Lee's doing, like lots of people are doing. And tell me where you're from, and please do share your thoughts on not just today's rehearsals, but Eurovision 2023 in general. So let's have another look now. Who is next? So that was France, and I think it's fair to say it makes sense, doesn't it, that they have jumped over Ukraine to third place in the betting odds, I would say. So next up, it's Italy. Of course, Marco is wearing a very nice, very nice silver vest, and looks like black leather trousers. And reports are he's giving a faultless and flawless performance today. And he looks very comfortable, doesn't he? I have to say, he looks comfortable. He looks relaxed. Bear in mind, this would have been is his first time on stage in Liverpool for his first technical rehearsal. But he does look kind of relaxed. Due Vitae isn't a song that I particularly love, I've got to be honest with you. I know Nathan from Ireland is a huge fan of Marco. It's just not for me. I think it's another ballad for Italy. For me, it's around 14th, 15th on the table. But of course, time will tell. Could we be going back to Italy next year? I don't think so. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on Italy? What have we got to say? Go girl, I can't believe what you've just done. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Always love your videos, doing a great job as always. Thank you for putting in so much effort. I just love that you've done that. Thank you so much. Thank you. So thank you. I just love Eurovision. I love it so much, and it's been a great thing in my life to have it, and I just love sharing the joy of the contest, and it's brought me so much joy down through the years. And Galway Garrett, thank you so much. Thank you. Right, so. I don't know if that's an ode to Mama Shi or what, but I'm so sorry. I'd love to know. I don't have Google Translate on just at the moment, but this is about brunette is love hearts, and if If that's anything to go by, you were saying you love brunettes, and I do too. So let's move on, shall we? Let's move on to Ukraine. It's Dvorak, everybody.
This is Tvorchi from Ukraine.
And you're watching Eurovision 365.
This is Tvorchi from Ukraine.
And you're watching Eurovision.
Yeah, we heard you the first time. So that's Dvorak. Actually, was great to chat to them actually at the Eurovision concert. They were really nice to chat to. Dvorak, even though they have slipped now to fourth place, they they can't be ruled out for winning the contest again. I wouldn't rule Ukraine out of winning. It's very likely that that will happen. Potentially, it will happen. I should say rather than very likely. It's potentially going to happen. And there's a lot of people around the world who will be watching on. Of course, we have the global vote this year. But let's not discount. I think it's a great song. Heart of Steel is one of my favourite songs from Ukraine. I think it's fantastic. This is the shots from today. Gold. I love this shot of the main singer. I love how his arm looks almost robotic. Lots of golds, lots of blacks and reds being used. Very powerful colours. Both in sunglasses. They look the part. I think this is the part where during the national final it looked like a crucifixion scene, and it looks like this is being recreated again for the actual contest. But those are the first few photographs of Ukraine, and I just think it's a song not to be discounted. But what do you think? Do you all think that Dvorak can be discounted, or you don't want to think about that? The song from Ukraine is fine, nothing amazing, but it's good enough. The staging though is phenomenal. Yeah, the staging's phenomenal. I love the song. I love the melody. It's very powerful, and I think there's going to be a lot of pyros as well for them. Adam, you're saying if I was to predict the final placing of Mae Muller and her song, I would guess somewhere between 11th and 14th place on the scoreboard. Would the UK be happy with that? They maybe would be happy with that. I would like to see UK top 10 actually. I think that's achievable. But seeing as we're speaking about UK, do you not think we should maybe have a little look at the first photographs that were revealed and shared today? This is the UK. Mae Muller, dressed all in black, it seems. Well, this is her final outfit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed or not. But there's lots of vibrant colours going on. The pinks, the yellows, the purples, the violets, the oranges, and Mae is joined by 1, 2, 4 dancers of that. 1, 2, 3, 4 dancers. I don't think Josh is on there actually. You know Josh, who was a backing dancer for Chanel last year. He was in the video for I Wrote a Song, but he doesn't look like he's there. No. Which is a shame because that could have brought her some look. What is striking for me in all of these photographs of Mae Muller is dominant in the staging, as you can see here from the LED screens. So it's like almost like we're getting inside her head. That would make sense in terms of the lyrics. And it looks like she's standing on almost like a bit of a scaffolding there, raised up. And you can see in this photograph in particular, there looks like steps there to the right of the picture as you're looking at it, to Mae's left of the picture. And it looks like maybe she's coming up and down from the top of that backdrop there. But very much, very dominant is Mae in that. So, what are people saying? What are people saying? May, actually, I've got to say, May was great to chat to. I gave her, like all the old performers I chatted to, I gave her a lucky charm. You heard me, if you were here at the start, you would have heard me explaining to Brunette that in 1981, you'll probably all know this, but in 1981, Bobby from Buxfizz was given a gold shamrock to wear during his performance to give him luck. Of course, Buxfizz won, and that was the whole scenario that I was relaying to all the performers I had met at Eurovision in concert and interviewed. And I gave them all a little lucky charm of a 4-leaf clover. And May was all over the silver shiny one. She says, that is right up my street, she said. So she's very, very likeable. She reminds me actually somewhat of Brooke for Ireland last year in ways. I actually think I wrote a song would have been a fantastic song for Brooke, Brooke Scullion. But obviously it's Mae Miller's song, and I think Mae's going to do very, very well. She of course is not that position of 26th. No one has won from that being drawn last since 1989. That was Yugoslavia. They won in Switzerland with Rock Me, of course. And the best place I think for performing last and as a host nation actually was 2001 for Denmark. They placed second behind Estonia. In fact, I actually voted for that song. But yeah, so Galway girl, you were saying, I'm really happy with May. Her staging really pops. So glad to see the UK taking it serious again. The UK are definitely taking it serious, aren't they? No one can accuse them of not taking that serious at all. They are doing so much programming. There's a lot of fun. What they're doing is they are respecting the reason that they're being chosen or have been chosen to host the country, but they're actually putting a nice bit of humour, nice bit of fun, respectful fun along with it too. And I mean, just looking at the rehearsals schedules, the hosts actually were rehearsing this evening from 20 to 6 till 7:30, and they actually have been rehearsing quite a bit. The hosts are doing the same tomorrow. Tomorrow they'll be rehearsing from, wow, a long one. They're going to be rehearsing tomorrow from 4:10, that's Greenwich time, GMT, till 8 p.m. So almost 4 hours they're going to be rehearsing tomorrow. So they're putting a lot into it. They want to put on a good show. They will put on a good show. Yeah, Cian, you are saying the last time UK closed the show, Austria won. Just saying, actually, the two times that UK have closed the show, Austria won in 1966 and 2014. And that's something I told Taya and Selena when I met them, and they were like, what? Thank you, May. Did you hear about how they'll be announcing the qualifiers? If so, what do you think about it? So this, of course, is in relation to, apparently, I don't know if it's true or not. Somebody said possibly. I don't know if it's confirmed for sure. But this is to do with the announcing of the 10 qualifiers from the semi-finals. So you may or may not have heard this, but what they're going to do is, potentially, they are going to invite all 15 performers in semi-final 1, 16 in semi-final 2, up onto the stage. And what they're going to do is they are going to announce the first 5 qualifiers. And they will be interviewed very quickly, very briefly, I think. And then they're going to go to the green room and they're going to chat to people there. The rest of the performers, and then what they're going to do is they're going to announce the next 5, but they're meant to be apparently all on the stage behind me at the same time. The stage is big enough, I suppose, but that is going. I'm kind of actually quite mixed about this, because what I mean by that is I'm mixed in that it's a bit X Factor-ish, although apparently the person involved with Eurovision this year has been involved with Strictly Come Dancing. So obviously you have that nail-biting end to all of the shows whenever you're down to the last 2, who's going to get through, who's going to not get through. And the thing about it is, it's a bit too X Factor-ish, and I think Eurovision has done well by keeping away from those types of shows, albeit there are times when like the results at the end, what the final, are a bit X Factor-ish, was a bit of tension, they build the tension, and we take our time going through. That being said, I think it's exciting. I think Eurovision always evolves. It has to evolve. But I'm very much on the fence with this one. I want to think about it a little bit more, to be honest with you. Can you hope it's not true? It may be true, but it might not be true. It's a good talking point. The semi-final is due to end at 10:10. So I'm not sure how they'll do that. I suppose there's time. I suppose it starts at 8 p.m. So I suppose there's time to go through 15 songs, only 3 minutes each, I suppose. A very shorter interval act, and then do that longer revealing at the end. I suppose it's all to do with television and entertainment. It's entertainment, isn't it? But very mixed about it. Very, very mixed. Italy, as always, gives a really good performance, although I don't think we'll be returning to Turin or Rome next year. I happen to agree with you, Adam. I don't think we will. Galway girl, you were saying, it's a big no for me. How horrible for the artists that don't get through, especially the solo artists, and a lot of them are very young this year. That's the thing. Can you imagine the likes of Victor from Greece standing in the semi-final too, and Theodore from Greece, he's 18 as well, standing on stage and being told, sorry, you haven't gone through. And of course, we all know that the cameras will be on the performers, all of them, so they'll be wanting to capture the emotion, the good, happy feelings, and also the not so happy feelings. So yeah, I would feel for the artists, and I saw on the NOA platform earlier on a conversation about this, and they were saying, well, why would an artist or a performer want to take part in a show if that's going to happen? If they're going to be subjected to that kind of ordeal. It's a good argument, I suppose. But I think most people that I've seen so far, if this is true, most people are saying it's a big NO. Time will tell. As always, it will be up to the EBU to decide, and I'm sure this is probably decided already. Let's see. Yeah. So Eurovision 365 will be in Liverpool as of Sunday this week. Be on the turquoise carpet, and I will hope to chat to as many Eurovision performers. That's going to stop with me, of course. I hope to chat to as many Eurovision performers as possible. If you want me to actually give a message or pass a message on from you to them, if you're not able to make it to Liverpool for whatever reason, drop me a message, drop me a line, either here or on the Facebook group, Eurovision 365 Debate, or you can email me. I think the email is on the channel somewhere. But we'll be there on Sunday, and I will do my best to convey any messages of support or questions that you may have for some of the artists taking part. And then we'll be broadcasting as much as possible through that week as well, and bringing to those, especially who aren't in Liverpool, bringing to you the atmosphere, the excitement, whatever is going on in Liverpool. And then on Friday, a week tomorrow, wow, I can't believe that's, Ken, you're right, only 4 days to go, so close, but a week tomorrow, is that right? Yeah, a week tomorrow, I will be broadcasting live here, and be back in Northern Ireland after being in Liverpool. Be back here on Friday, broadcasting live here throughout the entire jury final on Friday night from 8 to 12, and then afterwards I'll be tuning in to the conferences, the performers, interviews and conferences, and you can be part of that too. When it comes to the jury final, when I broadcast, I can't obviously show you the pictures or the sound, but I will be describing everything that's going on, from the way they walk on stage to the postcard fields to the reaction in the audience that are being given to the performers, who's getting a great response, who's not getting a great response, who has peaked at the right time, who has come down too soon. That will all be shared with you as I see and hear it. Now, if you don't like spoilers, all I would say is don't come. But that's what's going to happen on a week on Friday. I'll be broadcasting live the whole way through, and obviously then on grand final night we'll all watch the Eurovision, and then I'll be back on here straight after at the winners conference. I'll be able to watch that as well, and hopefully bring across any questions you may have for the winner. That's that too. Also, one more point about next week in Liverpool. Eurovision 365 will have a meetup on Wednesday, the 10th of May. The venue will be confirmed tomorrow, so keep an eye on the ear out for that. And as I hope to see as many of you as possible, and hopefully that will be a lot of you. But yeah, the venue will be confirmed tomorrow, so I've got a couple of ideas of where it will be. But that will be confirmed tomorrow, and yeah, there's a lot happening. But this is our time of year, isn't it? Cian, you're asking. Apparently, there's going to be a big performer at the final. Any guesses? Adele, maybe? I don't know. Or will they take it out of the UK? Could it be? I know. Lady Gaga, Katy Perry. I don't know. What do you think? Adam, you're saying. Is this only the third time in 67 years the host nation has been drawn to sing last, after Italy 91 and Denmark 2001? Let's see. Going through it all in my head here very, very quickly. I think so. Just going through it very quickly there in my head. But yeah. So, we've now I'm now about to end this broadcast, but I want to thank you all so much for being here tonight, whether you've been watching the whole way through or come in and out. It's been great to have you here. Galway Girl, you are a star. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who's commented tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. I think I should. What do you think? Do you think I should come back tomorrow? Come back tomorrow at a slightly earlier time. Be before 9 o'clock, I think, for another chat about what has happened. Tomorrow's schedule is as follows. Very, very busy day again. These are all second rehearsals now. Cyprus, Iceland, Greece, Poland, Slovenia, Georgia, San Marino, Austria, Albania, Lithuania, and Australia. I've actually ordered an Australian flag from Amazon. It's meant to be here by Saturday. I leave on Sunday morning. I hope it's here by then. Always, I've been running around Liverpool trying to find that flag among others. But yeah, thanks to everyone who has joined me tonight. It's been great having you here, and maybe you'll come back tomorrow night. If you do, I'll see you and chat to you then. But until then, you take care. I'll see you very soon.